Of Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella. We have a 15-minute intermission after Act 2, where we will have a nice little concession stand thanks to our wonderful parents. Now, let's remember that there's time change tonight, so don't forget to change your clock so you won't be late for tomorrow night. Let every camera flash be off. Let every cell phone be off. And let us remember that all food and drink stay in the auditorium, for today is the day of the ball.
There lived a youthful girl, and her name was Cinderella. She lived with her muggly other and two sad blisters. Now, in this same corn country, there lived a very pransome hince. Now, this pransome hince was going to have a fancy fall, so he invited all the people for to rouse them out, especially the pitch people. Now, the day of the fancy fall arrived, and Cinderella's muggly other and her two sad blisters, they went out to buy some drancy fesses, you know, to wear to this fancy fall. But Cinderella couldn't go, because all she had to wear was some old ruddy dags. So you know what she did? She just sat down and tried. She was kitting their shrine, when all of a sudden, there appeared before her, her Gary Mudfather. Well, he waved his magic command, and then there appeared before her a cage boat and Hickslot sources. Well, this was all great, but then he said, Cinderella, you best and be home before midnight, or I'll turn you into a tumpkin. So, when Cinderella got to the ball, this pransome hince met her at the door, because he'd been watching all this time behind a wit and hinder. Well, they danced all night, and then they lell and fub. Yes, sir, they lell and fub. But all at once, mid-clock struck 9, so Cinderella spaced down the rares. But when she reached the bottom, she slopped her dripper. So the next day, this pransome hince went all over this corn country, looking for the beautiful girl who had slopped her dripper. Finally, he came to Cinderella's house. Well, he tried it on Cinderella's muggly other, and it fit and did. He tried it on her two sickly usters, and it fit and did. But then, he tried it on Cinderella, and it fit it. Well, they got married and lived heavily after hampers. Now, the story of the more is this. If you go to a fancy fall and want a pransome hince to loll and fub with you, don't forget to slop your dripper. Thanks for coming and enjoy the show.
The prince is giving a ball. The prince is giving a ball. The prince is giving a ball. His Royal Highness, Christopher Rupert, Vladimir, Vladimir, Carl Alexander, Francois Reginald, Lancelot, Herman, Gregory James is giving a ball. The prince is giving a ball. The prince is giving a ball. Our daughter's looking dreamy-eyed. The prince is giving a ball.
They say he wants to find a bride. He may find one in the ball.
If only he'd propose to me. I pray that he'll propose to me. Why shouldn't he propose to me? I'll wear a gown of satin jade.
And me, I'm in a pink brocade. And me, I'm in a second grade.
The prince is giving a ball. The prince is giving a ball. His Royal Highness, Christopher Rupert, son of Her Majesty, Queen Constantina, Charlotte, Ermentrude, Guinevere, Maisie, Margaret, Anne is giving a ball. The prince is giving a ball. is she with an older girl?
The prince is giving a ball. The prince is giving a ball.
His Royal Highness Christopher Rupert, son of His Majesty King Maximilian, Godfrey Erasmus, Leopold Sidney, Sidney, Frederick John is giving a ball.
The prince is giving a ball. The prince is giving a ball. The prince is giving a ball.
Cinderella, you're cluttering up the street. Cinderella, the door.
Cinderella, close the window. Cinderella, my chair.
Cinderella, close the window.
Cinderella, my chair. Cinderella, close the window. Cinderella, my chair.
Make me some tea, honey,
Oh,
for my tea.
oh. Cinderella, iron my dress, I'll need it.
Cinderella, lay out my new gown for this evening.
Cinderella, wash my gloves for tomorrow. It's freezing.
Cinderella, poke the fire.
Cinderella, close the window. Really, Cinderella?
Cinderella, really?
It's freezing. Close the window. Close the window.
Cinderella, close the window! Now, my daughters, I want to talk to you. Well, not you. I want to talk to my own daughters.
That girl is always sitting down. No wonder she never gets anything done.
Now, Joy.
Yes, ma'am.
And Portia.
Yes, ma'am.
As well as you know, my little Moppets, this year may be the important year of your lives. The prince has returned from his studies abroad, and this ball has been given in his honor for one purpose only.
They want him to choose a bride.
Every girl in the kingdom wants to marry the prince, including you, Portia.
Uh-huh.
And you, Joy? On our shopping tour today, I bought the most beautiful materials and all the frills and frou-frou my purse could afford. So whether or not you marry the prince, you'll both have to get married this year.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now you must remember, when you want to marry a man, you can't rely on your beauty alone. Now, Portia, you are named for a great lawyer.
Uh-huh.
I want you to show off your intellect as well as your beauty. Do you understand?
Naturally.
Enjoy. I want you to show off your brains. I want you to be alert and vivacious as well as beautiful.
Yes, ma'am.
That does not mean, however, that I want you to neglect your appearance. Our family has always been noted for its fascinating women. With that in mind, let's all go get our beauty rest. I'm all tired out from all that shopping. Tomorrow, I'm going to get a massage. That's the only thing that does me any good. A good pounding. That's what your father used to say.
Oh, yeah, I'm all tired out too, Ma, going from store to store the way we did. You're tired. Yes, I'm tired.
Well, I suppose you think you're the only one that's tired.
Well, I did buy the most.
That has nothing to do with it.
That has everything to do
Enough!
with it.
Go to bed, both of you.
Leave me alone. You're always picking on me. Ma!
That's right, you cannot raise your voices. And you, don't just stand there gaping at me. Tidy up those tea things.
Yes, ma'am. I don't know why they're all so tired. Looking at all of those beautiful things and buying so many of them.
too excited to be tired. I love this room. Once they've all gone out, there's no one left but me.
Cinderella!
Yes, ma'am?
Stop moving around over there. We can't sit for the dragons.
Yes, ma'am? I was just going to sit down anyway. I love sitting down. Right here.
I'm as mild and as meek as a mouse. When I hear a command, I obey. But I know of a spot in my nose where no one can stand in my way. In my own little corner, in my own little chair, I can be whatever I want to be. On the wing of my fancy, I will fly anywhere, and the world will open its arms to me. I'm a young Norwegian princess or a milkmaid. I'm the greatest prima donna in Milan. I'm an heiress who has always had her silk made by her own luck silkworms in Japan. I'm a girl, and no man for love's a game I can play with a cool and confident kind of air. Just as long as I stay in my own little corner, all alone in my own little I can be whatever I want to be. I'm a slave in Calcutta, I'm a queen in Peru, I'm a mermaid dancing upon the sea. I'm a huntress on an African safari. It's a dangerous kind of sport, and yet it's fun. In the night I'm sailing forth to seek my quarry, and I find I forgot to bring my gun. I am lost in the jungle all alone and unarmed when I meet a lioness in her lair. Then I'm glad to be back in my own little corner, all alone in my own little shed.
The prince is giving a ball. The prince is giving a ball.
The prince is giving a ball. You got us into this.
We had to do something to celebrate the 21st birthday of our son. His Royal
Maisie.
Highness Christopher
Maisie.
Rupert Windermere.
Maisie! I know all his names. I'm his father.
A fine father you are.
What do you mean? A fine father you are.
I mean you never worry about him.
Why should I worry about him?
Because he isn't happy.
How do you know?
He doesn't seem to have an interest in anything. Or anyone.
Oh, he's happy, all right.
If he's happy, then why doesn't he get married?
If he's happy, why should he get married?
Look at your pants.
How could I have gained so much weight in 5 years?
Because that's all you've done for 5 years. Gained weight. You haven't worn a court costume in 5 years because we haven't thrown a ball in 5 years. You've done nothing to give your subjects any fun. Not a fair, not a festival, not a pageant. You've done nothing to make them love you.
Ah, but they do anyway. Don't they?
The royal tailor will have to make you a new suit.
That'll cost money.
Don't worry about what the suit's going to cost. Just wait till you see what this ball is going to cost.
Maisie, this is no time to splurge. The treasury is very low.
I'm the chef and the steward waiting outside to discuss the plans for the dinner.
The dinner?
Of course. You can't throw a ball without a dinner. Come in, gentlemen.
Don't have them in here.
Your Majesties,
Your Majesties,
a list of the bare necessities.
A list of the bare necessities for what?
For 1,700 guests.
That seems a lot. Don't have any king crab.
Very well, Your Majesty.
I'd hate to see that written on a menu. King crab seems like a comment on my disposition.
1,000 baby lobsters for the salad.
Wow.
And 500 pheasants for the pie.
Aye,
1,000 pounds of caviar.
1,000.
Hush.
That's more than the sturgeon can supply.
To get us 40 acres of lettuce and 600 substitutes for roasting.
What about the marshmallows?
Who wants marshmallows?
I do.
Why?
For toasting.
now please, Your Majesties, I have a list of wine, the best of all the vintages from every nation's vine.
I want the wine of my country.
Hush, hush, hush.
Sherry and port and Moscatel, Camelot eau de vie, dry champagne and sweet Moselle, brandy and Chablis, aquavit and leaf from oak, hot concocted malt, brandy, Drambuie and vodka.
I want the wine of my country. I want the wine of my country. I want the wine of my country. The wine of my country is beer.
Come along, gentlemen. Let's discuss this outside.
Hello, Father.
Oh, hello, my boy. I thought you were going for a ride.
I am, sir. The groom is bringing my horse around at 3 o'clock.
Christopher, how are you feeling?
Fine, Father.
You're not unhappy or anything, are you?
Why? No, Father.
That's what I thought. That's fine.
It seems to me, sir, that you look a little tired.
I am tired. When I think of that darn ball, you know, the one that you're throwing with my money.
Oh, that. Well, to tell you the truth, sir, it's not something I'm looking forward to all that much. Dancing with all those candidates.
Candidates?
Every simpering girl in the kingdom out to prove that she is the perfect princess for me.
I know how you feel. More fun to chase one girl than be stampeded by a whole herd of them.
One thing is for sure, whoever I marry, it won't be anyone I meet at that ball.
I know how you feel. There's just one thing we mustn't forget. Your mother's got her heart set on giving this affair.
Yes, I know.
Christopher, if you talk to your mother about this, don't let her know how you feel. Tell her that you love the idea of the ball. Know what I mean? Make her feel good. Now I'll tell you. Your mother's right behind you. Hello, my dear. Christopher and I were just talking about,
I was just saying, Mother, how much I'm looking forward to this ball. It sounds wonderful.
Does it?
Yes. In fact, I was wondering if I could help with anything. I mean, in any of the preparations.
Oh, yes, dear. Maybe you can.
And I see you there bringing my horse around from the stables now.
Have you got the sniffles? Getting a cold? Better take something for it. You don't want to have a red nose at the ball.
I'll be over it by then.
Maisie, that boy isn't unhappy.
How do you know?
I asked him. He says he's feeling fine.
Did he? You know something?
What?
I love you.
Naturally you do. I'm the king.
Nothing to do with it. It doesn't matter.
Said what?
You've gotten fatter. I think so.
Boys and girls like you and me walk beneath the skies. They love just as we love, with the same dream in their eyes. Songs and kings and many things have their day and are gone. But boys and girls like you and me, we go on and on.
They walk on every village street. They walk in lanes where branches meet, and stars send down their blessings from the moon.
They go through storms of doubt and fear, and so they go from year to year, believing in each other as we do. Bravely marching forward two by two. Boys and girls like you and me walk beneath the skies.
They love just as we love.
With the same dream in their eyes. Songs and kings and many things have their day and are gone. But boys and girls like you and me, we go on and on.
Acclamation. Let every shop be closed.
Yay!
Let every bank be closed.
Yay!
Let every school be closed.
Yay!
For today's the day of the ball.
Cinderella, my love.
Your daughter is beautiful.
Cinderella, more girls. Cinderella,
The
more
chocolate piano
ribbons.
lady.
Cinderella's no help at all. A very disorganized girl.
Mom, no brains. When you haven't got it, you haven't got it. Cinderella hasn't got it.
Cinderella, my fan. Cinderella, my spectacles.
To which the prince and king and queen, and the color on my two stepsisters' faces is a queer sort of sour apple green. I am coy and flirtatious when alone with the prince.
Oh, Your Highness, you shouldn't say such things.
I'm the belle of the ball in my own little corner. All alone in my own little chair. I wish. Oh, I wish.
Godmother, I'm so glad to see you. I thought you might be lonely, and I just knew what you'd be doing tonight. What?
I just knew I would find you in that same little chair in the pale pink crystal foolish dream.
Well, what's the matter with that?
All the dreamers in the world are dizzy in the noodle.
What do you suppose every girl is doing tonight? Every girl who isn't at the ball, I mean. She's dreaming and wishing that she were really there.
But why aren't you really there?
My stepmother, well, somebody had to mind the house.
Do you know what I would do if I were you? I'd leave them. I'd just up and get out of the house. They make you work harder than a servant. If you want to be a servant, you can go to some other place and be paid.
You mean leave my stepmother? I don't think that if Father were alive, he would like that very much. Do you?
Aren't you going to ask me in?
Why, of course. Forgive me, Godmother. Come round to the door.
Don't bother.
How did you get in?
The window.
The window?
The window. Aren't you going to offer me some tea?
Of course. Just let me light the fire. But it was out. And the tea kettle's warm. Now, that's most peculiar.
Your water's boiling.
Why don't you sit down? I'll have this in a minute.
Thank you.
You know, Godmother, I'm so awfully glad you happened to come by tonight. I was getting very lonely.
I thought you might be.
Godmother, do dreams never come true?
Oh, I wouldn't say never, just seldom.
Seldom. That's not very often, is it?
Not very often is precisely what seldom is. You're a nice godchild, but you ask very foolish questions.
I wish you believed in wonderful things. I wish you believed that once in a while, something marvelous and magical could happen.
Well, I don't say that I don't believe that once in a while something marvelous and magical can't happen.
For instance, do you believe in guardian angels?
Well, I can't say that I don't believe in them. Only thing is, it's dangerous to believe too much in good fairies and guardian angels.
Why?
Oh, you get to lean on them too much. You get in the habit of sitting back and expecting them to do all the work for you. You've got to help yourself, you know.
And I think about it a lot, but then I just don't know what to do. So I always just end up wishing. I don't suppose that does any good at all, does it?
Well, I don't say that it doesn't do any good at all. In fact, everything has to start with a wish. Nothing happens without wishing.
Do you know what I was wishing just before you came?
I'm almost afraid to hear.
you see that big pumpkin out in the yard? Out there?
I nearly stumbled over it in the dark.
Well, I was wishing that that big pumpkin would turn into a great, big, grand, royal carriage, and it would take me to the ball tonight.
What were you going to do for horses?
4 white mice were to turn into prancing steeds.
Were you going to drive them yourself?
Of course not. There would be a coachman.
Where would he be coming from?
I found a baby rat in the cellar yesterday. I know what you're going to say. All-de-roll and fiddle-dee-dee.
Yes, Baldy-roll and fiddle-dee-dee.
It's impossible, I suppose.
Impossible.
Still, it's what I was wishing, and I'm still wishing it.
Nonsense.
I'm wishing it very hard.
You are?
Yes, I am. If only I had some magical help. If only I had a guardian angel, or if my godmother were a fairy godmother.
Very funny. Good joke.
I am wishing in the name of every young girl who has ever wanted to go to a dance and was told she couldn't. I'm wishing that by some sort of magic or abracadabra or folly-roll and fiddle-dee-dee that I may go to that dance. And that all the kind hearts will put their heads together.
All the kind hearts put their heads together.
You know what I mean. That all the kind hearts and good souls will wish with me. And that, Godmother, you will help me with every ounce of strength and cleverness you possess.
Cinderella,
Yes, Godmother?
it's impossible.
Impossible. I suppose so.
Impossible for a plain yellow pumpkin to become a golden carriage. Impossible for a plain country pumpkin and a prince to join in marriage. And for white mice will never be for white horses. Such folly, roll, and fiddly-dee, of course it is impossible. But the world is full of zanies and fools who don't believe in sensible rules and won't believe in sensible people say. And because they start to do it, our jobs keep filling up impossible hopes. Impossible things are happening every day. So impossible,
Impossible.
impossible,
Impossible.
impossible,
Impossible.
impossible.
Godmother, is it true what you said that impossible things are happening every day?
Well, I suppose.
Then I officially wish.
Officially wish?
I officially wish and wish and wish and wish all of the things I said before about the mice and the pumpkin and the rat and
Impossible.
still, I'm wishing it.
Impossible for a plain yellow pumpkin to become a golden carriage. Impossible for a plain country pumpkin and a prince to join in marriage. For white mice will never be for white horses.
They will.
Such folly, roll, and fiddly-dee, of course
Cinderella, look! Godmother, it's the coach and the horses and even the coachman I wished for. But how? You?
Baldy-roll and fiddly-dee. It's magic.
But I don't understand.
And you don't have to. Come on, if you don't hurry, the ball will be over before you get there.
Godmother, thank you so much. It's all so wonderful. It's possible for a plain yellow pumpkin to become a golden carriage. It's possible for a plain country bumpkin and a prince to join in marriage.
And boy, my sorrows lead turn to horses.
Such folly-roll and fiddle-dee-dee, of course it is. Quite possible, it's possible for the world is full of zanies and fools
Who don't believe in sincere apples.
and won't believe what sensible people say. And because these daft and dirty adults keep building up impossible hopes, impossible things are happening every day. It's possible.
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 Now, you must go in and do exactly as I told you.
Aren't you coming in with me?
Heavens, no. I've been to so many of these things I couldn't stand another. Furthermore, all I can do is give you your wish. How it turns out from here is up to you.
But I'm afraid to go in there. All by myself.
You needn't be, except for one thing. Do not stay beyond 12 o'clock. See that you are in the coach and off for home before the clock strikes 12.
But why is it so important that I leave before 12?
You just obey and don't ask questions.
Oh, but Godmother, Oh. Where did you go? What? Where did she go? Have you ever seen anything like that?
Many times. You'll see worse if you're not out of there by midnight.
I'm ready. Not long enough. Still waiting, isn't it? We're doing this for our son.
I'm afraid he's having a worse time than I am. Look at him. How long do you think we have to stay?
Until the very end. Lost track of the prince. Where is he? Dancing with joy. He is? Oh, that joy. I want a chance on him, and you shall have it.
Now the party is beginning to look better.
I wonder who she is. All of a sudden, he seems like a different boy. He's dancing with a new swing in his step.
Watching him dance with this wonderful creature, it takes me back
To where?
to the first time I danced with you, my darling.
I wonder who she is.
I wonder who she is. Who is she? I never saw the girl before. It's clear to me that he likes her the best. Funny, she doesn't look very intellectual.
I have never met you before. Have I?
No, I don't get out much.
I don't even know your name. Mine is Christopher.
Yes, I know. Christopher, Rupert, Windermere, Vladimir.
I don't use all those names. I would like you to call me just Christopher.
You would?
Have you a strange feeling that something has just happened and you don't know what it is?
Yes, that is exactly the way I feel.
And you have no idea what it might be?
No, I have no idea. But I wonder how we could find out what it is.
Let us think back over our history together.
It isn't very long, is it?
10 minutes ago I saw you. I looked up when you came through the door. My head started reeling, you gave me the feeling the room had no ceiling or floor. 10 minutes ago I met you, and we murmured our how do you do. I wanted to ring out the bells and fling out my arms and to sing out the news. I have found her, she's an angel, with the dust of the stars in her eyes. We are dancing, we are flying, and she's taking me back to the sky. In the arms of my love I'm flying, over mountain and meadow and glen. And I like it so well that for all I can tell, I may never come down again. I may never come down to earth again. I've described my feelings to you, but you haven't told me yours yet.
Well, they're very much the same as yours. 10 minutes ago I met you, and we murmured our how do yous. I wanted to ring out the bells and fling out my arms and to sing out the news. I have found him, I have found him. In the arms of my love I'm flying, over mountain and meadow and glen. And I like it so well that for all I can tell I may never come down again.
I may never come down to earth again. May I show you around the Royal Gardens?
I would like that very much. Yes, it's much nicer out here.
Yes, it is, with the moon shining down upon us. What's the matter?
I have to go.
Why?
Because I promised my godmother.
Your godmother will forgive you if you're a little late. Besides, we spring forward tonight.
You don't understand. I have a very strange kind of godmother.
Well, you're a strange kind of girl. You haven't even told me your name yet.
It's a silly name. You wouldn't even like it.
Of course I would. Whatever you are called is the most beautiful name in the world. Whatever your name is, I love you. And I will always love you. You don't say anything. I've just told you that I love you. And you don't say anything.
I'm afraid to. I'm afraid I might wake up.
Are you sure you're asleep?
Oh, yes.
Are you dreaming that I'm about to kiss you? It is strange how things happen. A girl I never saw before comes into my life, and my whole world has changed. Suddenly, I am in a different place. I am deeply in love, and yet I do not know why I am in love. Do you know?
Do I what?
Do you know why I am in love? What did you think I meant?
I thought you meant, do I know why I'm in love?
Well, do you? I mean, are you?
Oh, yes.
And do you know why?
No, but I don't care why.
I always want to know why I do anything, why I feel anything. And so, I ask myself, why you, a stranger, are suddenly the only kind of girl I could love? Why is the sound of your voice the sweetest in the world? Why would I rather hold you in my arms than do anything else in the entire world? Why?
Because, Your Highness,
Christopher.
Christopher, because that's the way you feel.
But why do I feel that way? What makes you so miraculous? Do I love you because you're beautiful? Or are you beautiful because I love you? And am I making believe I see in you a girl too lovely to be really true? Do I want you because you're wonderful? Or are you wonderful because I want you? Are you the sweet invention of a lover's dream? Or are you really as wonderful as you seem?
Maybe you imagine me. Or maybe I'm imagining you. Am I making believe I see you? I'm meant to perfect to be really true. Do I want you because you're wonderful? Or are you wonderful because I want you?
Are you the sweet invention of a lover's dream? Or are you really as wonderful as you seem? Now, tell me your name.
My name is the clock. Your Majesty. I speak French. I speak German. I speak Spanish. Your High Majesty. Your High Majesty. Your High Majesty.
Oh my goodness.
What a night. What a magnificent Were there many people there? I should say about 5,000. What would you say, girl?
I would say about 10,000.
Or 12. It must be an awfully large ballroom at the palace.
About a half-mile long.
And what great music for dancing. Did you dance as well? I should say so I did. I met an old foe of mine and he practically monopolized me. Was he a good dancer? Light as feather. Did any of you get to dance with the prince? Did any of us dance with the prince?
Did you hear what she said? Did we get to dance with the prince? I danced with him for about an hour.
You danced about an hour with him?
Didn't you?
Well, of course I did if you did. Did you know everyone there? Nearly everyone, except the princess, who came very late and left very early. Did she dance with the prince?
Yes, I think I saw her dancing with him once.
That's right. Just once. Do you think he liked her? Yeah. She was only there for a few minutes. The when he waltzes with you, your feet never touch the floor.
That's right, they don't.
And he makes you feel like you weigh nothing at all.
That's right, he does.
And he leads you around the crowded ballroom and out onto the terrace.
That's right, he does. Well, didn't he lead you out on the terrace? I guess he did. I was so big with joy, I had no idea what was happening to me. Me too.
And out on the terrace, you stop dancing.
Yes.
You start walking.
Yes.
You stop walking.
Yes.
And you start talking. Then you
stop talking.
exactly. Then you start thinking,
Oh! Start thinking what?
how wonderful it all is.
How wonderful what all is.
Everything.
A lovely night, a lovely night, a finer night you know you'll never see. You meet your prince, a charming prince, as charming as a prince will ever be. The stars in a hazy heaven tremble above you, while he is whispering, darling, I love you. You say goodbye. Away you fly, but on your lips you'll keep a kiss. All your life you'll dream of this lovely, lovely night. A lovely night, a lovely night, a finer night you know you'll never see. You meet your prince, a charming prince, as charming as a prince will ever be. The stars in a hazy heaven tremble above you, while he's whispering, darling, I love you. You say goodbye, away you fly, but on your lips you keep a kiss. All your life you'll dream of this lovely, lovely night. A lovely night, a lovely night,
How lovely.
a finer night you know you'll never see.
How lovely.
Hush, meet your prince, a charming prince, as charming as a prince will ever be. The stars in a hazy heaven tremble above you, while he is whispering, darling, I love you. You say goodbye, away you fly, but on your lips you keep a kiss. All your life you'll dream of this lovely, lovely night.
Worst nonsense I've ever heard. Rubbish and drivel. And you, even aping her very words?
But mother,
Enough! Go to your room.
it's all Cinderella's fault. Imagine her trying to imagine what it was like for the ball. It wasn't even anything like that. Nothing like it at all. You know what they always say? An idle mind is the devil's workshop. That's what they always say.
And you, tidy up this place. It looks like a pig pen. Yes, ma'am.
The stars in a hazy heaven trembled above me, danced when he promised always to love me. The day came away, I flew. But on my lips he left a kiss. All my life I'll dream of this lovely, lovely
So it belongs to her.
What are you going to do?
Sir, may I have your royal guards and send them through the kingdom in search of her?
Yes, you may.
And your Secret Service. May I have them help me?
They never find out anything, but you can try.
I will try everything. I will search every inch of this kingdom in search of her.
That's what I would do. Well, I would. Guards!
See that the slipper is tried on every young maiden in the kingdom. Every last one. No matter how unlikely she looks. You are to keep trying until you find the one that fits. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Find that girl.
I will just go speak with the chief of my Secret Service.
Chris, suppose you don't find her.
I must find her.
Before last night, you knew nothing about her. You know nothing about her now, except that she looked nice and danced beautifully.
I know that she's the loveliest thing on earth, and I will never be happy without her.
Why do you think that?
I don't know why, and I don't expect you to understand, Mother.
But I do understand, Chris. I know it doesn't take long to feel the way you do about this girl. But there is one fact I want you to face. You may never see her again. I don't want you to be in love with a dream. I want you to be in love with a real girl.
She is real.
She was real last night. If you never see her again, she'll never be real again. Will she? Chris, be honest with yourself. Does your future happiness really depend on you finding her? Or are you just telling yourself that? Please don't be angry with me. Think over what I'm saying. Ask yourself if this is not just an illusion, an infatuation with something that doesn't exist at all.
I know you're out there somewhere. I don't know where. You said last night you thought we were dreaming. Well, maybe you were right. Maybe my mother is right. How can I know? How can one ever know? Do I love you because you're beautiful?
Or is she beautiful because you love her?
Am I making believe I see in you a girl too lovely to be really true? Do I want you because you're wonderful?
Or is she wonderful because you want her?
Are you the sweet invention of a lover's dream? Or are you really as wonderful as you seem?
What have you done to it? You've shrunk it.
It's not my fault you have fat feet.
The mole.
It's a beauty mark.
It has a hair in it.
Is there anyone else in the house?
There's nobody else. What about Cinderella? Nonsense.
Who's Cinderella?
Why, she's a chimney sweep and general helper around here. There'd be no use trying the slipper on her.
You do realize that we have orders to try the slipper on everyone.
Try over there.
How dare you go poking around in my business?
I thought this was the prince's business. He's the one trying to find the missing girl, isn't he?
But Cinderella?
Well, she's a girl.
There's no one in there.
No one there? I told you so.
Isn't that just like Cinderella? She hasn't even finished the laundry.
Or the floor.
And that fireplace could use some sweeping. Someone should really polish my shoes. It's not gonna make you look any better. Not gonna make you any smarter.
But Cinderella, where could she be? Of course, I know.
Find it on everyone you could find.
Yes, sir. Every young lady. I'm sorry.
Mother was right. Either she's fled the kingdom, or she doesn't exist. Thank you. You may go. Who are you?
I'm sorry, Your Highness. I didn't think anyone was here. I'm so sorry.
Wait! You look familiar. Or, at least I think you do, underneath all that grime. Do you work in the palace?
No, Your Highness.
I know I've seen you before. Or at least someone who resembles you. Do you by chance have any sisters?
2, Your Highness.
These sisters, were they at the ball?
Yes, Your Highness.
Do they look like you?
Well, they're stepsisters, Your Highness.
Oh, stepsisters.
Your Highness, is there something wrong?
Just the end of a dream. A dream that didn't come true about a slipper that didn't fit anyone.
Oh, Your Highness, you mustn't give up hope.
It was just a waste of time. A wild goose chase. It was impossible.
But, Your Highness, impossible things are happening every day.
And even foolish dreams come true.
Why, yes. If you wish in them and believe in what you're wishing, even foolish dreams can come true.
Why do I feel, or am I just imagining? Who are you?
I'm just a girl from the village. I really must be going, Your Highness. My stepmother will be wondering where I am.
Your stepmother wouldn't mind if you were a little late. Wouldn't mind if you were a little late.
Really, Your Highness, I have to go. Well, bye, Your Highness.
Yes, goodbye. Wait! At least tell me your name.
It's a silly name. You wouldn't even like it.
Silly name. Wouldn't like it. Did anyone try the slipper on you?
Why, no, Your Highness.
I have found you, and I still don't know your name.